What we're gonna do is we're first gonna start with sort of like the filler. And if you're from Maryland or Virginia or the area, you know that like you don't want to do too much filler. Like everybody prides themselves on more crab, less filler. We're gonna use some egg because you have to have something to hold it together. And we're gonna use a little bit of Dijon, which also works as a binding agent. We're gonna put some mayonnaise in here. And we're gonna put some really great things to add some flavor. So we've got a little bit of Tabasco sauce. We've got some Worcestershire sauce. And then I have a little bit of a mix that I made. So this is actually both Old Bay seasoning and it's a little bit of smoky paprika. So I like having both of those in there. So we'll put a little bit of that in there. So you'll see it kind of comes together. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to add a little tiny bit of breadcrumbs. We have to hold it together. This is not a bready crab cake, but we're gonna add just a couple tablespoons of these breadcrumbs. That's it, guys, I promise. I'm not gonna let you down. And then we're gonna put our crab meat. So before we threw the crab meat in, what we did was when you get it, you can buy it in like a little container. You can use lump crab meat, jumbo lump crab meat, just depends on your budget, obviously. But this is really good. This is lump crab meat. And you just wanna kind of go through it a little bit and just make sure that there's no pieces of shell in your crab meat. That's the worst, biting into a crab cake and you kind of get like a little bit of shell. So now, we're gonna just sort of fold the crab meat into this mixture. All right, so we're gonna use a spatula for this part. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start our pan, and I really love like the buttery taste with my crab cake, but as you know, butter can burn really easily. So we're gonna do a little bit of a combination of butter and oil. So we're gonna put a little bit of butter in our pan, and we're gonna add a little bit of oil. This way we get sort of like the buttery taste, but the butter won't burn. So right now we're just gonna start it off on like a medium high, and you wanna keep an eye on it too, right? The cool thing is that technically speaking, most of these ingredients are already cooked, so it's just a matter of getting it to just nice and warm and crispy and brown and in a beautiful cake format. We're gonna use an ice cream scooper to make sure we have these nice even little cakes. We're gonna put those down in here. All right. You don't have to worry about them being kind of flat yet because we can push them down with our spatulas. So I'm gonna let those kind of stay down in here and get a little bit nice and golden. And they just kind of make like a little buttery crust. This is heavenly already. You guys are gonna be really into this. Oh my. The idea is about 1.5 minutes on each side. So our crab cakes are done. I'm gonna show you guys how I like to plate these up. Hawaiian rolls. They're so sweet and they are the perfect receptacle for a slider. So we're gonna put, I don't know, like 3 of these on here. And we will put our crab cakes down on here. Yummy. And then you can pick really any sort of like sauce for it. If you're a purist, you may just want to do the bun. I made a little bit of a remoulade sauce, so I'm gonna drizzle some of that on top. This has cornichon, or like you can use like relish. You could just use mayonnaise. And we'll put the tops back on. And so we're gonna do these little skewers. This is sort of like more if you were doing it as like a past hors d'oeuvre, but super cute, really, really easy.